Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Joe and this is UFC Collect Profit. So today we're going to do a deep dive into UFC hobby boxes that released during the calendar year 2024 and analyze when they're released, their MSRP upon release, estimated print run, and then over the last 6 months, how many of those boxes have sold according to cardladder.com. Check eBay for current pricing and market volume of those boxes. And then also look up some of the individual card sales for those respective boxes just to see what the top tier of the chase cards and those products fetch, just to give a little perspective of somebody that's opening a box today, the type of cards they would be chasing, what type of cards have been pulled, and then just what the value of those are. And then they kind of circle back at the end and take all this information and come up with a basic analysis of maybe what moves to make for products that released in calendar year 2024. Of note, there's one product that had to sneak in because I forgot to include it on the last video, and that's 2024 Topps UFC. I thought that released in 2024, but it actually released in February 25, but I'm going to include it in this video just so I capture all the data. So let's get started. So the first one we're going to do is 2024 UFC Topps Finest. Again, it released February 14th, 2025. MSRP was 150 bucks. Estimated print run of this product was 20,000 boxes. On November 7th, blowoutcards.com, which is one of the largest seal product dealers on the planet, was selling boxes for $300 each. And then as of today, so approximately a month and a half later, those boxes have been lowered to $275 a box. And I'm going to circle back at the end and review a spreadsheet with this data. I don't want to pull it up now, but we'll certainly do that at the end. But I'm just going to read from the spreadsheet and then I'll pull it up at the end so everyone can see it at once. So looking at cardladder.com, taking the last 6 months, so from June 26th to December 26th, which is the same date I'm going to use for all these products of this year, 27 boxes of this product sold. There's a case mixed in here, so that's why the number is a little bit higher than the 20 search results. And again, like I want to analyze, kind of going back a little bit, look at the discrepancy between auction and fixed price. And again, it reinforced the thought that if you're ever going to sell sealed product, never auction it. Always sell it at a fixed price and wait. You have to be patient enough to realize your full gains in sealed product. So not to auction, you have no control over that and it's not worth the risk. So we see that 250, 225 at auction, again low. Somebody bought a fix at 315. Somebody bought it, offer 225. I mean, that's insanely cheap. 270. This price we could throw out. This is only 6 packs. I don't think that is that the full one? I don't know why that's so cheap. Here's the case here, 2,000 for 8 boxes, which comes out to, what's the math on that? 250 bucks a box. This person did it for 190, which is insanely cheap. I would buy them at 190 all day long. But then again, 9 days later, somebody sold one for 255 fixed price. The mega we could throw out, we're not going to include that. That was the other one with this. That's what it was, the mega box. We're not including that. 250 by best offer, 260. Again, 230 by auction, cheap. Somebody sold 220 fixed price in November. And then 2 days later, somebody sold it for 80 bucks. So like a $60 gap there. Like, how insane is that? Like, why would you? I don't understand the thought process there. But people need money and people don't analyze these numbers. And then I get a fix sold for 245, which is the most recent sale. Again, Blowout has it for 275 as of today. So these are recent sales. Nothing in December, interestingly enough. So nothing sold in the last month. So let's see what's on eBay right now, and maybe we can figure out why that is. So scrolling to the bottom, the cheapest price to buy it right now. There's one up for auction, ends in 14 minutes. Actually, there's 1, 2 right here. $230, $9 shipping, $230, $9 shipping. Like, these are good prices for this, in my opinion. And then the next cheapest buy now is $250 or best offer. David Adams has it for a little bit cheaper, $262. So maybe that's why. I use Blowout for $275 as my reference because they're the most popular. But let me see something real quick. David Adams, there we go. 2024 UFC Finest box. So they have slightly damaged boxes for $250, and then clean boxes for $275, the same price as Blowout. So that's why. So there's ones for $250 slightly damaged. Wonder if they show the image of the damage. I can't tell if that's a dent here or not. It's hard to tell. Anyway, $250. These ones are still cheaper. I'm actually going to go on my phone right now and put in bids on these. So give me 1 second. I did not anticipate doing this. So just give me a moment. I think for these prices, you can't get hurt. If I win them, great. If I don't win them, that's fine too. But again, like it goes to show with these videos, like I try to research it as much as I can. But if I find something that comes up in my research while I'm looking online, like I'm going to take advantage of it. And I think at this entry point, especially if I get them to combine shipping, which I hope they'll be willing to do. Most of them are. Then we'll really get a good deal. So yeah, so I'm going to place bids now. Place bid. Bid is done on the first one. Bid is done on the second one. If I lose it, I lose it. But at least I got the bid in. And put myself in an opportunity to take advantage of a good price, at least what I feel safe at. You buy it at $230 down the road, maybe you list it for $300 a pop, $320 a pop. I think you're in a good spot. So anyway, that's that. And then the high sales of some of the cards. The Kayla Harrison auto gold vinyl has been pulled, 1 of 1, 3,500. Ilya Superfractor, 1 of 1, 3,000. John Bones Jones. So these have been pulled, but it goes to show you like these fetch big numbers. And I'm trying to see like recently, anything like in November. Oh, that's a case, ignore that. So here the red refractor, Kayla out of 5, PSA 10 did 16 in October. So you still get, you know, high value cards. I don't know what ones have been pulled or not. I mean, obviously these have. I know people track this stuff. I'm not tuned into this specific product for that one. There's another Ilya refractor, 1 of 1 pull, that one for 23. I'm sure there's still some good 1 of 1s hidden. But high dollar cards, boxes are available, but hopefully I win these 2 here. But that kind of covers that. But again, over the past 6 months, 27 boxes have sold according to cardladder.com. And that doesn't take you to online Blowout or David Adams, but it's the only data we have. So you can only go about what's available and try to draw some conclusions and maybe find some dead spots in the market. So now we go to the next product, which is 2024 Gold Label. This product came out, I think, with a lot of interest, and then because of the print quality on the cards and some of the peeling issues, individuals ended up not liking this product. So it released December of 2024 with $130 MSRP. Estimated print run is 10,000 boxes. I'm not so sure about that. Maybe not. Seems low to me. The Blowout price on November 7th was $180 a box. 6 weeks later, today, Blowout is $170 a box. So it's come down $10 per box. And over the past 6 months, when you factor in some of these multiple box lots and things of that nature here, which I added up, 34 boxes sold over that last 6 months. So higher sell velocity than Finest, but also it's not quite half the price, but it's much cheaper. But you can see here, going back 6 months ago, 160, 150, 175, low 135, 160, 175, 150. This is 3-box lot for 325. That was a steal. And you're talking $108 a box. I gotta buy that all day long. A lot of 4 for 405. That's totally insane. $100 a box. And then there's fixed ones selling for 185. So huge potential to make money there. But also like as an investment, like minimize your downside. 190, 225. I mean, that's a very healthy number. And that was right at the beginning of December. And then the same day, one sold for 150. So it makes sense of that. Same day, same product, $75 price win. Best offer 160, auction 160. So 160 seems to be the trend with some higher prices before. That could be people dumping it or selling it cheaper. Let's see what's currently on the market now. So the cheapest you can buy it now on eBay is, what am I sort of buy? Yeah. So cheapest is, we'll call it 190 shipped. So the cheapest on eBay is 190, but we know like right now it's 170 on blowout and it has gone cheaper at auction. So again, like somebody buys like this one out to 190 and this one, the Japan you ignore because of tariffs and stuff. But like you buy a couple of boxes and you wipe it out and you're already up to 200, 220. This one's Australia, last one left at 250. So the market is super thin. And I don't know if so you bought these out, if you were to relist them, somebody would probably undercut you, maybe not if they were paying attention. And again, this one you can't count because it's shipping from UK, customs, extra cost, whatever. So like the price from blowout seems pretty reasonable at 170. Now you're gonna buy them at 170, be able to flip them right away? No. But if you hold on to them and you wait for it to marinate and to do what it has to do and go through the system, it becomes a little bit scarcer. They don't do gold label product anymore. They may bring it back, I doubt it. But again, like people may be nostalgic about that. So we look at card ladder, single card sales. Again, not reaching quite the tier that Finest did, but still big numbers. Like the Ilya 1 of 1 from a class 3. So the way gold label did the product, they had like a class 3, and then they had a class 2, which are different poses and different like subsets in gold label. Interesting product, like really great photos. I like the full bleed photos, like no border. Almost, in my opinion, this almost has a stadium club feel to it, which is going to release by Topps. I think at the beginning of the year in January. But great photography, but just the edges and the peeling, people were not happy with. But again, like some of these cards are big dollars, like this Lineage Auto out of 25, fetched 1,200. And again, this is like, almost a year ago. But even a recent sale here, like the Ilias or recent sales, November and October, still got big money. So again, like you're spending 100 and caught 70 bucks a box, but you can still pull, decent cards, big dollar cards out of here. The Kayla 101 Auto, gold, fetched 23. So again, I like that. Like big dollar cards are still available. So going on to the next product. We have 2024 Knockout. So this released on October 5th, 2024. MSRP was $200. Estimated print run of 12,000 boxes. So a little more than gold label, but about half of Finest. The blowout price on November 7th, 2025 was $390. And the price 6 weeks later has been increased to 425 bucks. And in the last 6 months, according to eBay, there's only been 8 sales of the boxes. So this product has gone up, I'm assuming because of the scarcity of it, and the value of it has been beneficial for people holding on to it and collectors. But let's see how that holds up at the data. So most recent fixed price sale was $390, or we'll call it $390. Before that, somebody sold one for $337, which seems dirt cheap. Before that, somebody bought one for $525. I doubt that sale. That seems way too high. $300 steel. $400 is about right through David Adams. $375, $320, $400. So not a lot of sales online. And that kind of fascinates me a little bit, at least through eBay. I don't know if these were gobbled up by breakers, maybe a lot of them didn't hit online, but not much on the data. So let's see what's currently available on eBay. So even if you look now, there's not much available. So 8 have sold over the last 6 months. There's only 8 available on eBay right now. Actually, it's less than 8 because the 2025 and there's cards here. So actually, if you take the cards out, there's only 2 boxes for sale on eBay, and the cheapest is $450, and blowouts at $425. Wow, that is wild. So if you're able to go to a card show or get these at auction cheap, by cheap I mean like under $400, $350, like you'd be able to dominate the market and sell this stuff. I don't think anyone would undercut you, in my opinion. You know, like this one's from Canada, so $50 shipping and import fee. So throw that one out. So when you really look at it from a practical point of view, there's really only 1 box for sale on all of eBay. Like how insane is that at $450? Wild. Yeah, so if somebody bought this out at $450, and then you have this one here, like you totally control the market. Like the thinness of the layers of the product that's available for this is so fascinating to look at, in my opinion. So anyway, that'll close out 2024 Topps knockout again over 6 months. 8 boxes sold. So very thin sales, but when they do sell, like you can get money for it, especially if you're the only one up there. If somebody wants it, they're going to pay the money. And you have to be patient and realize that. And a lot of people don't have patience. And then again, going to the big dollar cards at a 2024 knockout, again, it's Diego 101. This sold right at release. This got pulled. I mean, this sold for $4,500. Or shortly after release. The triple auto, Khabib Umar Islam 101. That's a 101, right? It has to be for that price. $3,500. Or maybe not. There's another triple auto. $2,800. I mean, that's insane. Connor, that's a sick card right there with the bronze autograph at an 8. $2,800 for that. Trying to see if anything is sold more recently here. November 2025, the triple one for $2,200, so it's coming down to earth a little bit. But again, still fetching huge money. So again, still big cards in there, but it's an expensive box. I mean, you're talking $430 a box. Crack, that's pricey, but to sit on and add to your collection of sealed for UFC, I think would be a smart move as long as you can fit it into your budget. So that closes out that. Next product, 2024 Topps Midnight UFC. So this was the debut of Midnight in UFC. This released May 15th, 2024. MSRP was $320 a box. So larger print run, largest up to this point, 25,400 boxes. Blowout was actually below MSRP on November 7th at $285 a box. And then as of today, there are none for sale on Blowout, but on David Adams, they have it for $285 a box. And over the last 6 months, 33 boxes have sold. So much higher volume, much higher sales rate. But the price has come down from release, at least from MSRP, which you have to use as a guide. I mean, MSRP really doesn't mean much. It's some mental anchor that a lot of people use. And the reason why it shows 17 results, like you have to factor in the cases here as well. So that's why the number is so high. But again, boxes we're going for $300, $264. This one sold for $400. Like I wouldn't count that. That seems way too high. Just like this one for $188 seems ridiculously low. I don't know what that's about. 300 is more reasonable. 320, 305, 300. This is probably an empty box for somebody trying to run a scam for $90. 220 steel if it's legit. 165. I mean, these are probably scams. I wouldn't trust that. Like 212 seems way too cheap. Now we're at the 291 by auction. Fixed price, cards.com sold it for 265. We'll call it 270. It's 285 on David Adams. Current market on there's enough on eBay to at least buy some if you wanted it. Let's see what the cheapest price is. So Germany's insanely high. Tombstone Collectibles, $275, a little bit cheaper than David Adams. I think you have to buy this in a break. I don't think you could just buy that. I think you have to buy it and they break it. Steel City Collectibles, $285, probably a little bit cheaper directly from them. They're another sealed wax seller. So again, call it $300 for a box of Midnight. I saw a case up here. So a case, you get a case for a little less than $300 from Steel City. Same with David Adams. Probably reach out to them, negotiate better pricing. But yeah, I mean, a lot of sell through for this product. People do buy it. There are cheap ones available online now. I mean, I'll link even on Steel City. How many do this is available? So 3 available. So say you wipe that out. You go to the next tier here. How many available here? 4 available. David Adams, how many available for them? So 8. So there's enough online. Like there's enough here that this price will stay stable for a while. Like you're not going to see a big peak in this. It would take too much money to manipulate the market, but debut products always, I shouldn't say always, not a good word to use. Debut products tend to do better over time just because people appreciate the first year and the history of it. So going on to the singles, I mean, these fetch insane. Midnight always gets big dollar amounts. Like these dollar amounts are insane. Prayer, 1 of 1, Black Light, 30,000. I mean, out of 5, one for 8,500. The Israel Black 1 of 1 Twilight, 8,000. And a 10, like huge, huge dollar amounts for these cards. Even this, that's a case. Even the Kamzat in September of this year, 1 of 1. Terrible picture. The Lunar fetched 3,000. So even though the prices seem to have come down from the early hype of the product, which always happens, singles tend to come down, seals tends to go up in the long term. There's a general rule. Again, there's no definites in life, but that's how I look at it. So yeah. So you don't have to rush out to buy this. There's a ton of it out there, but I'm looking at the data. So going to the next product, 2024 Topps Chrome UFC. So this released in March 18th, 2024. MSRP was $180 a box. They made a ton of this, 80,000 boxes estimated printed. The blowout price on November 7th of this year was $325. It's taken a little bit of a haircut in the last 6 weeks. We are down to $300 a box with 29 boxes selling, according to cardladder.com. It's actually a little bit less because some of these are the mega boxes, like thrown in here by accident. But we see here, there was a time here on eBay where people were auctioning these off and that just cratered the prices. Like right in here, like this one seller, like Hoodies Collectibles, $215, $212, $202. I bought some of these. I may have got all 3 of these. Just insanely cheap. Hoodies Collectibles again, auction. So Hoodies Collectibles is a consignment spot, so somebody must have sent it out to them to auction because they needed the money. But again, if you're patient, you don't have to take these goofy prices that are way too low. And like in July, like these sold for $250, $230 right here, then this one sold for $325 is a fixed price without the auction. The $250 fixed price, $300, auction $250, again, like 15, 20% price swings just for being patient. $330, fixed price $245. Like I think that's too cheap, but you know, the market does what it does. My opinion doesn't really matter. The market's going to tell me what it is. So to go to eBay, what's currently for sale now, there are quite a few of these boxes up. Cheapest, we'll call it $250 shipped with the best offer. Maybe get a couple bucks cheaper. $265, $290. Again, Blowout was listed at $300. So there's definitely some cheaper than Blowout here. And I'm assuming like this person here, it's probably just 1 box. Let's see. Yeah, 1 box. Reach out, maybe get it for $240 if you get lucky. Find them on Instagram. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely a couple up here to buy, but not a ton. But You know, like if you look at like Steel City, like how many do they have listed for sale? Probably only 2 available. David Adams, let's see about them. They probably got a ton. Wait a minute. I messed this up here, sorry. So David Adams is at $340 a box. I mean, that's insane. Steel City, yeah. So anyway. So to close it out, we're going to go to a very expensive product, but very cool product. 2023 Panini Immaculate. So 2023 product, it released January 5th, 2024. $400 MSRP, estimated print run of 5,000 boxes. On November 7th on Blowout, there were none for sale. And as of today, there are none for sale. And over the past 6 months, a total of 2 boxes have sold according to cardladder.com. One sold for $1,050 and then one sold for $675 by auction. I don't remember if I won this one or I lost it. I remember bidding on it. I know I have to double check. I may have lost that one. I don't know why. I should have won it. But anyway, like insanely scarce product. And actually, oh yeah, I forgot to pull up the card ladder for the singles. My bad on that. Let me pull it up real quick. So for singles, so again, like the 2024 Topps Chrome, like monster numbers. The Diego Lopez Superfractor Auto, 1 out of 1. I mean, it's a 5-figure card. The Khabib 1 of 1 Superfractor, 8,800. The unsigned, 8,000. Huge numbers. The Umar 1 of 1. I love that card. Even like the base card of this, which is like $30, is just a cool card. It's a sick card, but this one's gorgeous. 7,400. So again, like some really high-end cards in here. It'd be interesting to see which ones of these top fighters still haven't been pulled yet. There's the McGregor Trailblazers, 101 that got pulled for 2,000. The Khabib, that's cool, 101. Anyway, let's get back to where we're at. So Immaculate, again, only 2 sold. On eBay, there's one for sale. So they released 2 versions of this Topps. They did the first off the line, which is the premium product, which includes additional inserts. So that's what this product is, the first off the line. You can tell by this hologram up here. You do this for all the high-end products and like the mid-tier. I don't think they do it for every product. I don't think Panini did, but some of their products. But the first off the line included a special autograph patch, additional autographs and relics, so they charge a premium on that. I don't know how they sold this, whether it was an auction setup or they just charge an extra fee, but you can. There's 3 available for $2,500, which is wild. But again, like there's only 1 of these boxes for sale, and all, you know, they're asking $2,000 a box. And then as a reminder, like it auctioned at 6. So like the person that won this, like buying this and put it up for $1,500 with best offer on eBay, and you field offers, maybe you get one for $1,100, make a decent amount of money. Or you add it to your sealed collection and let time do what it does, and maybe it goes up as time goes by. And then some of the single cards from here. What's interesting about this is that it's the highest of the high-end products that were released in 2024, but the singles don't sell for as much as other products. Like even the Bo Nickel 101, 75, but then you have like a pretty steep drop-off to the 2,000 range. And none of these cards have sold recently. Let me see what the most recent sale is, just out of curiosity. So June of 25, 1,700 for the Dana White on-card auto. July 25, the Khabib Hasbulla out of 25. So again, like you can still pull those out of 25. Like the hunter for the 101s, you need to know it hasn't been pulled, but the stuff out of 25 and out of 10, still desirable. Like even this Khabib, the Redemption. Oh, it expired. I wonder if they would still honor this. Usually I thought the recent products had longer redemption times. I know like back in the day, years ago, like the redemptions would end in a year or two. It's interesting that this product released in 24 and it's already expired. Yeah, like this Bo Nicolata 8 did 1,000, but that was a while ago. Anyway, I can look at these cards all night just because I think they look cool. But just to pull up the spreadsheet to kind of cap off the video, which is here. I'll make the font a little bit larger so we can kind of zoom, take a look at this. So again, like the finest, technically was 25, but I missed it on the last video, so I'll sort that out on my spreadsheet. But here's a summary of what released, the MSRPs for the product, the estimated print run, and his immaculates are insanely low. Let me add a comma here. Blowout pricing in November, blowout pricing in December or end of December going into the 2026, and then estimated sales on Card Ladder for how many boxes sold. And again, this series will be alternating every other week. So next week, I'm going to do 2025 again to do the 2-week update for the current product. And then 2 weeks after, so the week after that, it will be the 2023 releases. So we did 2024, 2023, and then every 6 months, we'll try to cycle around and get back and capture enough data. Trying to capture this on a weekly basis or a monthly basis is useless in my opinion. Unless I notice some significant price swing or a buyout or something crazy happens, which I'll try to pay attention to. I'm just going to report on long-term perspectives and where this stuff's going. So anyway, that's it for the video. If you get a little something out of it, please like and comment down below. It really helps out the algorithm. Please subscribe to my video for daily UFC content. I really like doing these videos. Part of the fun of it is just educating myself and being surprised and learning a little bit more of how this product flows through the market and how much gets sold. Because I think that's important before you put your money into anything, but also hopefully creating some of this and giving some ways for you to look at this stuff and analyze some of the data and come to your own interesting conclusions and maybe buy some of these boxes. Fix this here. It's annoying. There we go. And then tomorrow's video will be a good one. So I'm going to pick one single card from 2025 UFC and analyze the price and movement of it and do a deep dive on it. I have the card picked out yet, but I don't want to reveal it in this video. You're going to have to watch the video to find out. So again, with that being said, thank you so much for spending your valuable time with me. I do appreciate it. So stay safe, take care of yourself, be well. Make sure you do your 30 minutes of cardio today. You got to take care of your heart, drinking your water, and I will talk to you again soon. Have a great night.